Hey, cats, what's good? So today we're going to touch on the lizard factory known as the FBI, cesspool DC actually getting worse, and the southern border. But you know the deal. You want to hit? Here you go.
And by the way, even if I didn't want to do this, I'd be in real trouble. My daughter's a social worker, and this is what she does. And so if I didn't, I'd be in real trouble with my Ashley. You got an Ashley, we got an Ashley.
Huh?
So well spoken.
Thank you, thank you.
You think I'm joking? I'm not joking.
You think I'm joking? I'm not joking.
You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking.
Hey, Savage Deplorables, welcome in. Got a couple topics for you here. Thanks for coming. We're going to start off with the FBI, right? The old lizard factory. So you'd have to be living under a rock basically your whole damn life at this point to not know that this is a corrupt entity that has served its purpose long ago. Right? They've done nothing for decades but plot and scheme on Americans and try to set off, crazy events, right? Through their action directly or indirectly. Every major violent attack that you've seen over the past 20 years, they've been involved in some way, shape, or form, and or at the minimum, they were the perpetrator was on their radar, and they were monitoring the situation, but they just couldn't stop the act from happening. You know what I mean? But it seems to be getting worse and worse as time goes by. This latest one you're going to love, right? So the highest ranking official in the Trump-Russia collusion goes by the name of Charles McGonigal. All right. He again, in charge of the Trump-Russian collusion probe, has himself now been charged with colluding, right, with a Russian oligarch, laundering money, and conspiracy to launder money. All right. So this is just another chapter in the lizard-bound Necronomicon. This is, absolute filth. This shows you what, an entity that has served its purpose is. It's rotten at the core, needs to be abolished ASAP, right? And if previous events coupled with this one isn't enough, the Twitter files alone is enough for me, okay? They are sidestepping every right you have been told has been given by the Creator and is protected by the Constitution of the United States. They wipe their ass with it. All right? Moving on, we're going to touch on D.C., okay? Absolute pit of debauchery and deviance. America's #1 cesspool, as it's the home to the lizard overlord, right? Also, it seems that, the vast majority of, sick proposals as far as social structure come usually stem from here, California or New York, right? There's only 3 places that are on this level in our country. Well, as usual, they want to make it worse, all right? Whether this is the Cloward Piven approach, ignorance, or just downright, destruction of what they see as a racist system, right? But they're trying to pass a bill that would lessen penalties for a plethora of violent crimes, including burglary, carjacking. This would give a chance to convicted felons for crimes such as rape and murder, to get their sentence served at 20 years. So basically, a life sentence without parole means absolutely nothing. This is incentivizing, crime, and you will see an uptick because of it. No blue line licking here, but you need structure and law for a cohesive civilization, regardless of any extreme right, left, or libertarian utopias they'd like to try to shove in your ear. This is proof positive, one of many, that it just doesn't work. The AG there has come out and said that these laws absolutely need to be changed, as some of them are 122 years old, before the women's and the blitzes got to enjoy the fruits of full rights. What are you trying to say, man? Right? Being a little racist there, pal. But, it seems there was a moment of clarity there in one of the minds of the Dem leadership, which I'm sure has some of them in a tailspin. The mayor there of D.C., Marion Bowser, came out and said that this is vetoed, right? So you think like, wow, man, Dems actually going to come save the day. Absolutely not. The D.C. Council there, District 2, came out and said that veto will be overridden and this bill will pass, right? That it's a needed reform, right? So incentivizing crime and attracting criminals to your area, that's definitely some reform that I don't want to see, right? So, the lizards move on to make the nest a little dirtier. So next we'll touch on the border. The Border Patrol Union has put forth the December numbers. They said that there has been over 250,000 encounters at the border in the month of December alone. Right? That is triple the number of 2020. That brings the number up for fiscal year 2023, which just started October 1st, to 717,660. All right? Absolutely disgusting. Conservative estimates say 5 million have crossed the border since the Harris-Biden regime has took over. And they lay the blame squarely at the feet of the regime and old Mayorkas, right? Their good old boss. Well, they released a tweet saying Biden's the problem with the border in one photo. They've called for the firing of Kamala as she's the border czar and hasn't even visited the border, let alone try to do something to alleviate the issue, right? Mayorkas, open border POS that he is, denial. There's still more court processes. We got to make sure due process. Dude, this isn't illegal. There is no due process, bruh. The Constitution doesn't apply. That applies to American citizens. Flat out. Not a racial thing. It's an absolute protect your country thing. Again, this is either Cloward Piven or this is the UN replacement theory, right? I've shared the leaked UN paperwork on a previous episode on the main channel. But unfortunately, at that time, that main channel is on restriction here at the old YouTube. And will not show it here as we're trying to keep this channel with no strikes. All right? But use an alternate, browser, DuckDuckGo, Opera, whatever, and look up leaked UN replacement theory. All right? Check it out for yourself. But again, so that brings the number over to 5 million. That's not going to, depress wages or, sway, voting at all. Definitely not, right? And why would they do this, right? Exactly to depress wages and exactly to bring in people to hold their tenuous grip of power, right? These lizard carcasses want to stay around until death, and they feel that people that, statistically vote for bigger government will help make that happen, okay? New York Times even wrote a column, we can replace them, okay? YouTube, don't strike me. Again, this is not me. I am citing articles. I'm not even showing them. All right, but you guys tell me, argue in the comments, debate, tell me to fuck off. Come over to BitChute, see some actual uncensored streaming. The only place for that left. All right, like, share, subscribe. Smell you later.